All right, guys, how's it going? Let me get my YouTube chat pulled up here on my phone. Just 1 second. By the way, the latency today, the lag is going to be really, really high. I didn't have time to change the settings on my stream, so this probably will not be as interactive as I would like it to be, and I apologize for that. So you'll probably get this like 40 seconds from now, but just go ahead, post, see how. Let me know how you're doing, and we will get to all those good things soon. Yeah, I can see that you guys have been debating. Well, this will probably not be a very long lesson. My goal here is just to simply kind of take this and make it digestible for you. So what we will see how much of that I can do here. So I make sure you get the pair deck warm up done. Once you are done with that, okay, then you can join me on slide number 2. You got your project done at 2 this morning. Wow. I like how you put the smile there with it too. That's pretty intense. All right. I didn't get a lot of requests for help from people, so I had a few people reach out with some submission questions, but I hope they're good. So what we're going to be looking at here, okay, it's actually 3 objectives. One of them isn't listed here. Explain Truman's decisions in the context of the U.S. and Soviet Union in the Cold War. And then we'll also get to a little bit of the Berlin airlift, but you'll be doing that on your own. And then last but not least, we will be looking at the push for with that. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, the pair deck code. Yes. 1 second. It's NRLHI. Or if you just click on the pair on slide 1, that would take it. That would give it to you. So there it is, NRLHI, and I'll put NRLHI. Join pd.com. Boop. Yeah, that's an L. So, there you go. Okay, new raisins lift hilarious incentives. So good stuff. Shots are never fired. Kind of. Is basically a stalemate between a lot of powerful countries. Lots of threats of nuclear war, including the U.S., Soviet Union, Cuba. Okay. Wow, the Truman Doctrine. Wow, somebody knows stuff. Inspired fear in a lot of daily life. America was very anti-communist. The Soviets were very anti-Western. The U.S. wins because the Soviets... Wow, so this person knows a lot. Very good. But who can get first to the moon? Full of propaganda and threats. Okay, another person put Dr. Seuss has a book about it. This must be a thing that I'm missing. Good. Superpowers. Yeah. All right. All good stuff. Excellent. So we will carry on then. Okay. Now again, you can keep composing your answer while I explain. But let's jump into Truman and the Cold War. Okay. So we are going to be looking at here, as we see that picture there, President Truman. How do you define the clash between two countries? And we're specifically talking about the Cold War because the way that with the lens that we use to define the conflict is really, really important. Okay. And then second, how do political leaders solve foreign policy problems? Okay, so you're going to see Truman is going to develop it's not really Truman, it's the Secretary of State, is going to develop a very particular response in the Cold War that we have to talk about. So there you go. Okay. So again, please stop me anytime. I know the lag is going to be really, really bad. So if you have questions, just put them in there. Even if they're 50 seconds late, I promise I will kind of backtrack and get them. Okay. Cool. First of all, what was the Cold War? Okay. The easiest definition that I can give you, okay, is it is not a hot shooting war. It is a cold, indirect by proxy war. Okay. And this cartoon that you can see up here of Uncle Sam and the Russian bear wanting to backhand each other, but they don't, is a very good metaphor for what the Cold War is like. Okay. The reason why it's called the Cold War is because it never got hot, meaning like shooting nukes at each other and that kind of thing. Okay. It'll get close, but it's the Butter Battle Book. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at this Dr. Seuss thing you guys keep mentioning. But it is going to dominate U.S. overseas events. Okay, and not only overseas events, but also the home front. Literally, the Cold War is the reality that the United States lives in until about the 1990s. Okay, I would say from then until 2017, 18, then it's the world of terrorism that we live in, and we kind of seem to be kind of moving on beyond that now to something new, which seems like the coronavirus. So there you go. Okay, now, who causes the Cold War is going to be completely determined on who you decide to blame. Okay, so I'm actually going to take here my pen and see if I can annotate these slides up a little bit. Okay, let me grab. Well, how do I want to do this? I'm not sure if I can actually do this on my device, but it's okay if I can't. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to here. That's okay. So I will give you the best illustration that I can of who causes the Cold War, because it does have to deal with maps a little bit. So depending on who we blame, you're going to have a different variety of answers, right? So let's say you decide to blame the Soviet Union. Okay, you're also going to hear me call them the USSR. You also hear me call them Russia. That's all the same country. Okay, number one. You could blame them from an ideological standpoint. Okay, so communism and what Karl Marx eventually says will happen is that there will be a worldwide worker revolution. Basically the proletariat will rise up and seize the means of production from the bougie bourgeoisie. Okay, and if you look at it in that way, okay, if you blame communism for the Cold War happening, you say, oh well, clearly, like, communism is going to try to expand because that's its ideological reasoning, right? So this map is going to look red and going to get larger and larger and larger based off of that philosophy. Now, you also here. I want you to imagine